My next giveaway. Once I reach 100 subscribers, lucky winner will get this red book, United States Coins 2020 73rd edition. That's right, collectors. It's time for another penny roll hunt. I got a box from my local bank. Made sure that we got circulated coins in it. We're going to get this box opened up, see if we can find any wheat pennies, any varieties, anything that looks special, assuming we can get this open. All right, I got this open. And as you know, we're looking for any good finds here. I don't see any wheat enders on top, but that does not mean that we don't have treasures inside. All right, we're in roll 3, and we found our first find of the hunt with a Canadian cent. 1976. It's got some remaining luster on it. Okay, not what we're really hunting for, but we get quite a few of these in U.S. boxes, at least where I'm located in East Coast here. All right, well, we'll keep going through this to see if there's any wheat pennies. Be nice to find an Indian someday. All right, we're in roll 4, which I didn't open up great, but we did pull another Canadian. So that's, we got 1971, a little bit older. So we got 2 Canadians. Very typical here. No wheat pennies yet. I'll go through this. We got a lot more to go. There's got to be Wheaties in there. These can't be a lot of Canadians hiding. Can there? All right, roll 5. And we got our 3rd Canadian. 1969. Some old Canadian cents coming up here. We got 2 from the 70s, 1 from the 60s, and no wheat pennies yet. Maybe I should just do this as a Canadian penny battle. Well, if that's what you'd like to see, guys, please subscribe. Personally, I'm looking for some wheat cents and some Indian pennies and anything interesting like a variety. But that's not going to stop me from going on. Thanks for watching. Let's get back to this. We're in box 9, and we just came across our 4th Canadian of the hunt. 1971. So this has been a pretty weird box so far. Normally I do really well with copper and wheat cents. Very few copper. So I'm wondering if this has just been already picked clean and I just got a bad box. It's nice to find the Canadians, but not a typical box so far. We got fingers crossed. We got a lot more to go through, but no wheat pennies after 9 rolls is very unusual. Okay, we're into roll 11, and we have a 2009 formative years, which we'll check to see if it has the extra finger. And we got a 1972 S. So I'll pull that aside as a side find, and we'll get the formative years underneath the microscope here. And we'll see if we have an extra finger. I featured a hunt on this in another video, which I'll put a link to, so you can check that out. And this does not look like formative years. There'd be an extra finger just below the thumb. But I'll pull this aside nonetheless. 2009 is a relatively low mintage for modern coins. You don't come across a lot of them. So we'll just keep going. Across another 2009 in really nice shape, actually. 2009D. And then back here, we got another Canadian from 1982. So the 5th Canadian of the hunt, the 2nd 2009 cent. No Wheaties yet. Well, we're into roll 15. No Wheaties yet. However, we came across a really nice looking 1974 out of San Francisco, which I think might actually be a condition upgrade in my collection. It's got some really nice luster, really well struck. I think both on the obverse, look at the reverse, just a really nice coin. So we'll put that with the other side finds over here. Move over to 2009s. We got 3 S minted cents from the 70s, plus one that is, I think, a condition upgrade for my book. We'll keep going through these. We got a lot more to go. It's the first hunt that I haven't come across a Wheatie into roll 15 so far. Let's see what we can find. All right, I just pulled out roll 16, and this looks like a Wheatie. This might be the first Wheatie of the hunt. Now, I'm hoping it's a 1954, not a 1959. I'll crack this open. Let's see what we can find. Let's hope it's the first Wheatie. All right, we have roll 16 open. I might have said 15 before, but it's 16. And it is a 1959 D, so we've been fooled. It's a nice looking copper nonetheless, kind of gunky, but I like the highlights in the rim and the In God We Trust. That looks pretty nice with that patina around it. But, you know, we'll take a look through this to see if there's any Wheaties in this set here. Hey, collectors, wanted to pull you in to look at this interesting find, 1961. It looks like it's got either lamination peeling or just damage from acid. But it looks like, particularly over here, lamination error. So I'll pull that aside. I thought it was interesting. I haven't seen a Lincoln set look like this before. So yeah, there you go. Roll 17. We've gotten our 6th Canadian cent of the hunt, 1969. So put that on the board. Still no wheat cents. All right, we're into roll 19. And yes, another Canadian. This is the 7th of the hunt, 1993. I'll get that cleaned up in a moment. Again, no Wheaties, but I'm hopeful. Well, it took 20 rolls to get one, but here we go, guys. Our first wheat penny of the hunt. Maybe this is a sign that the rest of the box will be good. And we got one from the 1940s. All right. Finally on the board with our first wheat cent. I'll start moving these to side finds once we start getting some more. But that's terrific. All right, let's hope this is indeed a sign of more to come. Well, we just finished roll 21, and yes, another Canadian. This makes the 8th of the hunt. I'm going to start stacking these a bit more so that we have some room. All right, lots more to go. We'll get this one open. Who knows what's inside? Hey, collectors, I thought I'd bring you in to see this 1960 D large date variety. D's a little off-center, as you can see. It's a little tilted, but we got a variety. All right, we're into roll 27, and we've come across another Canadian, which I believe makes number 9 of the hunt. 1970. So we'll put that up there in that pile. And I think I just noticed sticking out over here, yeah, another 1960 D. Let's see if this is also a large date. Maybe this is the small date variety. Let's take a look. And this too looks like the large date variety. You can generally tell because the 6 is more elongated and curls upwards. And the 9 curls much more downwards. And normally for the small date, this inner part of the 9 curls in across the 6 as opposed to straight down. But you know what? We'll pull this aside nonetheless. And we'll keep hunting. All right, we're into roll 28 and 2 more Canadian cents, making finds, I believe, 10 and 11. This one is from 1983. Yes. And this one from 1971. And we've counted, and that makes 11 Canadians to 1 lonely wheat cent. We also found another 2009, which we added up here. Actually got 3 out of the 4 varieties so far. minted in 2009. So this is the log cabins. This is the early years, formative years. This is, I think it's called the White House. And we'll keep searching for more wheat scents. All right, and lurking at the bottom of that roll was the last variety for the 2009 Centennial scent. So we've gotten one of each. It's pretty wild. So this one's called the Early Years, Formative Years, Professional Life, and the Presidency. Not bad. So while we're not finding Wheaties, we're finding a lot of Canadians. We did pull each of the 2009 Centennial scents, which is quite amazing, actually. Well, we just finished roll 30, and we've come across another, what looks like a 1960 large date variety. Third of the hunt. We're in roll 32, and I may have a possible album upgrade here with a 1972 S. That's in pretty good shape, actually. So we'll pull that aside and see if that is indeed an upgrade. And we'll get back to looking for Wheaties. Same roll. We got our 13th Canadian of the hunt and our 5th 2009. Okay, we're into roll 35, and we got our, I think this is our 14th Canadian of the hunt, 1965. All right, so we'll add that to the pile. One lonely wheat penny. You know, it's interesting because normally I find maybe about 20 wheat pennies a box, and in some cases as many as 50. So this is a very unusual box for me, considering the number of 2009s that have been found, the number of high-quality S-Mint marked 1970s pennies. You know, I usually find a lot of Canadians, but usually the ratio is quite the reverse in terms of Canadian pennies to wheat pennies. Well, roll 43 had 2 more Canadian cents, and that brings us to a grand total of 16 in this hunt. Okay, we just finished going through roll 44, and we come across our 6th from 2009. Look at this beauty. Brilliant uncirculated. Out of Denver. Well, just a tremendously good-looking coin compared to some of the other 2009s I had. This one's definitely going to be pulled aside as a fine specimen. I would say this one is at least MS65. All right, well, we got 6 more rolls to go. Roll 47. And just when I had given up about finding additional wheat pennies, we got a second one. Let's see what year this is from. 1957 out of Denver. All right. 2 wheat pennies. Lots of other great finds, but I'll take that second wheat penny any day. All right, we got more to go through, and then we'll get down to the last 3 rolls after I finish going through this one. Well, we're still in roll 47 and another 2009. This being the formative years, and this one will have a variety with the extra finger. Let's see if this one does. And no, we don't have the extra thumb. But wow, what is that, 6? 7. 7 2009 Centennial cents here. Roll 48. And sure, now the wheat pennies come. Here we go, our third one. 2 in a row from in terms of rolls. And looks like a 1952 out of Denver. Yes, it is. Little die fill on the D. But you know what? I will take it. So that's our 3rd Wheatie of the hunt. 2nd from the 50s. Hey, collectors, we're going to wrap up this hunt. We're going to treat this as a part 1 of a part 2, which I'll grab another box from a different bank to see how we do compared to this box. So we got 16 Canadian cents. We got 5 1959. We pulled out 4 1960D large dates. We've gotten 5 1970S varieties, different years in the 70s. We got our 4 wheat cents here instead of our normal 20 plus. We got from the one from the 40s, 2 from the 50s. And then we got our, was it 7, 2009, and then this laminated, mislaminated cent that I pulled out to show you. And then I pulled this one aside and the other one aside as I think these may be upgrades in my book. Anyway, different kind of hunt, still very cool. Love the 2009s that I got, particularly the 2 that are in really phenomenal condition. 2 potential upgrades for my collection here with a 3rd one over here. All right, stay tuned for part 2 with a different bank box than I normally use, or I should say a different box from a different bank. I think you know what I mean. All right, please subscribe.